Okay, we are back again with another Benchmade Bugout video. We're not going to go through all the specs because I've talked about that on 3 or 4 other Bugout videos. This is just the latest iteration that I wanted to share. Here is, if this will focus, the actual part number, a little bit about it. It's in the blue class. And here it is. This is a limited edition. God only knows how many numbers that is. I could not find that exact information, but I think I'm kind of glad it's limited. This was loaned in from Gil over at Wild About Sporting Goods. Please go check him out. There will be a link down below, of course, as always. This is not my favorite Bugout. I think I've talked about that before, that the Bugout is not my favorite model in the first place. But the model right before this, I actually really liked. And I really wanted one. And I almost asked Gil if I could buy the one that he shipped me last time. But I did not, because I'm trying not to buy every shiny thing that comes across the desk or that I see online, because, well, I got a lot of freaking knives and I don't carry but a few. So I'm trying to be a little bit more responsible in my knife buying, if you will. I know. Take a minute. You can laugh. I'll wait. So this one is the first one that they've come out with a titanium scales. The model previous to this one, I believe it was the 535 BK-4, had really nice milled aluminum scales with a black blade. That one I still would kind of like. Black pocket clip and all of that. This one, let's see what happens if I zoom in again. This one, I love the ladder pattern Damascus or Damas steel blade. I do like that. The titanium scales on this are just flat. Nothing fancy, nothing special. They did put the latitude and longitude, the GPS coordinates of Benchmade headquarters. Yeah, that's not for me. That almost makes it a deal breaker because I think that's silly. Big oversized lanyard holes, if you will. Inside the scales are heavily milled. See if I can show that here, because that is worth noting. I didn't even weigh this, so I will do that here in just a second. But it's heavily milled on both sides, which is nice. I do appreciate that. It is a lightweight that you could wear in pretty much any attire. Let me just reach down here and weigh this while I chat. So you could wear this in basketball shorts, in a suit. It is 2.5 ounces. So 2.5 ounces. And if we're talking lightweight knives, we've got to talk about the VC Edge interface that I just got back. These were off at some other YouTubers, Alex at the Watch and Cut channel. Jim Skelton did a video on these. These are 1.5, 1.6 ounces versus 2.5 ounces. Not comparing, just sharing, right? Because they're totally different. True handmade custom, 1x1. Mass-produced production knife. Both made in America. So nothing wrong with any of that. But yeah, 2.5 ounces. That is a great weight for a 3¼ inch-ish blade, give or take. 3.24, I think. This one still needs to break in some. what I liked about the last version with the aluminum scales is right out of the box, it was super broken in and had a super smooth action. So I think I really kind of connected with it right out of the box. I loved the milling. I will put a link to that video up in the corner. It's still today my most viewed video. So I'm super excited about that. Timing worked out well. I got lucky. Benchmade actually reposted my video on Instagram. So that's why. Not because I am anything special, but that got a lot of views because Benchmade reposted it. So there's nothing wrong with the Bugout model in general. The Grivery ones from back in the day for, about $180, they didn't really do much to me because you could literally squeeze the scales all the way together. There was, not blade play, but there was just flex throughout the whole handles. So I didn't really like those. I did like the carbon fiber version that they made, which was nice because I love carbon fiber. But I still go back to the model just previous to this with the aluminum scales. I think that was the best one they made. I don't think they needed to come out with this titanium version. And if I were to have made a titanium version, I would have done a couple things differently. I would have milled the handles like they did on the aluminum scales because I really enjoyed that. The other issue I'd have with this particular one is the blue thumb stud and the blue spacers are a completely different blue than the scales. I wish they were closer. That would have made it a little bit nicer for me. All in all, it's a Bugout. What are you going to do? Every time they come out with a Bugout, the price seems to go up. They started out at about $180 for the original Grivery ones. The carbon fiber handled one, I think, went up $100 or so. The aluminum scaled one was $300, and then this one comes in at $600. Now, granted, this is going to come in a little more because of the Damasteel blade. If this was a standard blade, you'd probably be in that $350 range, $400 range, I'm guessing. Now, you can get a discount from Gil over at Wild About Sporting Goods. I think he lists it on his website a little bit under the $600. It's like $560, and then you can get 10% off. So, there's ways to have some savings. I think this particular one really is not for your everyday knife user carrier. This one is more geared towards the Benchmade collector, which I certainly am not. I have nothing against Benchmade. I have a few. I've carried a lot. I've owned a lot and sold and traded them. But I would not call myself a Benchmade collector. So this one's just not for me. It's cool. It's great. It's a Bugout. Is any Bugout worth $600? Not in my mind. Not even with a Damasteel blade, because I think it's just a little bit odd for a knife that's really geared to the masses for everyday carry. I carry fancy knives, but I'm not your general average knife carrying guy. So, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. I would love to hear. I will, like I said, put a link to my Benchmade, the aluminum scaled Bugout over here on the left, and a Benchmade playlist over here on the right. So please go check those out and stay tuned for more exciting stuff.